Third thing I just want to look at briefly, historical evidence of Jesus' resurrection. Now, I preface this with a quote. It's a guy named Thomas Arnold. He's a professor of modern history at Oxford. He said this: "No one fact in the history of mankind is proven by better and fuller evidence of every sort than this one. Jesus Christ died and rose from the dead." In the first century, there was a guy named Josephus. He was a Jew, and he was employed by the state. He wasn't a Christian, and he was a historian. So his whole job, being paid by the state, was just to record historical facts and to tell the truth. That's his job. He has no agenda. He's not a Christian. He's not trying to lead people astray by saying these things happened. He was born in 37 AD, so he was born about 3 years after Jesus' death and resurrection. So this guy's recording history and eyewitnesses and talking to people, not with any agenda, and he says this: "Now there was about this time Jesus, a wise man, if it be lawful to call him a man, for he was a doer of wonderful works," that's his miracles, "a teacher of such men as received the truth with pleasure. He drew over to him both many of the Jews and many of the Gentiles. He was the Christ, the anointed one of God. And when Pilate, at the suggestion of the principal men among us," he's talking about the leaders of the Jewish people in that day, "when Pilate, at their suggestion, had Jesus condemned to the cross, those that loved him at first did not forsake him, for he appeared to them alive again on the third day, as the divine prophets had foretold. These and 10,000 other wonderful things concerning him. And the tribe of Christians, so named from Jesus, are not extinct to this day." It's not just the Bible. It's not just circumstantial evidence. It's history. You can look back through these early times and see many historians that document the fact that we can't deny this. If we were to try to cover this up, we would be just lying and we wouldn't be historically accurate. The truth is that Jesus died and Jesus appeared 3 days later alive. I want to put something forth to you. It's actually a far bigger leap of faith to say that the resurrection did not happen when you look at the evidence of it, when you look at the historical facts of it. It's a bigger leap to say it didn't happen than to say that it did. You guys see what I'm saying? When you if you have all this evidence for something happening, to say that, no, it didn't happen, what you're having to do is say, we can't even be logical about this. No. And what you're really saying is, I don't want that to be true. And most people make that leap of faith into saying, I believe it didn't happen, even though all this evidence says it did. I believe it didn't happen. It's because we don't want to be accountable. It's because Jesus said things like, repent and believe in me. Jesus said things like, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. And so mankind doesn't want to be accountable to that. They don't want to say that Jesus is who he says he is, did what he said he did. So we make this huge leap of faith and say he didn't resurrect, because we just don't want it to be true.